I'm live. I am live on YouTube. Good evening, everyone. On this, what is it? The eve before Easter, right? I don't know. The weather has been amazing. The energy has been real. It's been a loving energy. It's been an energy being out and about. Where people have been more mindful, um, than normal to me. Some people, it is what it is, but I think this type of year brings out the best or the worst. But I've been seeing the best in people, so it has been, because I generally don't go out on the weekends, but I had to go and get my granddaughter and her for them to spend the weekend with me. And I was out and about. I thought school was closed on Good Friday, but it turns to Georgia doesn't close school. So traffic was pretty heavy. Hey, Sean, how you doing? Shayna. Yeah, it has been a good day. So how has your Saturday been playing out, right? For me, the energy is so freaking cool, right? It's just this chill in the air, this cool, this, let me just vibe with it, right? Just vibing with it. And I don't even know what my card is today, to tell you the truth. I just know it's feeling, hey Jackie, it's feeling very cool. But yeah, we're gonna be talking about the Five of Hearts. And this is the way that I learned, right? I created my journal so I could as I possibly could about hey Queen Clubs, you on Facebook. I created my journal so I could write as much as I could. And the more I wrote, the more I started getting a better understanding of the energies, right? Because when we talk about a card, like today's the Six of Clubs. Now, Six of Clubs can be a very interesting card, but that card is here to teach you something, right? And it definitely is to help you with patience. When we think about the placement of the Six of Clubs, Neptune and Saturn, that's a really, interesting. No, you on YouTube? Oh, okay. That's a really interesting, because Saturn is about discipline, responsibility, and all those kind of things. And we know that Six of Clubs, Saturn, Neptune. It's a lot going on with that card. So it definitely gives you a lot to think about. So when we break down the attributes, we get a chance to see what's going on behind the scenes. And over the last 6 weeks, we were following the Six of Diamonds till it got to the Sun. So now we're going to follow the Five of Hearts, because when we're looking at cards and with that pinnacle is the Sun. And yeah, that may be an important place, but I find that that's exposure. But what are you going to do with the exposure? By the time you get to Jupiter, you in full um ready to network and do all of those kind of things. So we're going to follow the Five of Hearts. It's a very challenging card to me, because it's my challenging card in Uranus, and to the Five of Clubs. So it's been a ride, learning as I got older, because me, I'm in my 60s. So when I was younger, there was no talk of autism, special needs, or anything. And it is what it was back then. But I really, academically, I struggled. I couldn't. My brain, till this day, it still doesn't register the way that I would think that other people, and this is just in me watching other people, that they don't have patience with me, that understands my brain doesn't work like their brain, right? And people would think I was playing, and I'm like, I'm not playing. It takes time, and for me to get to where I got to get to, and in the mundane world I probably would never get there, right? So me, I have to take a different road to learning, and it has been difficult. It has been difficult for a long time. So that Five of Hearts definitely being a very card, but it's a very powerful card. Venus Saturn, yeah, that's a pretty uh it's a pretty you know emotional. That's it's that five. Venus Saturn is about changes in your emotions, your relationships, and your personal values, often suggesting a period of emotional growth and shifts in your personal connection. But what does Saturn is about discipline. So Saturn is trying to give us discipline and help us to discover, how to use our emotions, right? That's the only thing Saturn can do, is help you. Five of Hearts, your relationship planetary ruler. Hey, Aaron, how are you? Hey. So yeah, when we think about that Five of Hearts and it representing, special needs and autism and neurodivergent and all of the different terminologies that are used now, we want to be able to see when something like this comes up, where we can monitor ourselves and then monitor our children for. It's your birth card. Oh, okay, so we can monitor ourselves for the next 6 to 7 weeks. Because when we look at Venus, we know that Venus represents all of the aesthetics things, right? And then we know Saturn, that's about discipline and responsibility. And we got to add Mercury in there, because Mercury is rules of five. So looking at navigating emotional challenges and how we communicate. And I always think about, being a social worker, I often work with autistic adults and children, and how they communicate and how they try to communicate in a world that isn't interested in communication, right? And what kind of mask do you have to put on? It's like, you can imagine you going to school and you're understanding that you're not able to connect people, and you learn how to wear a mask. You learn how to get by. And I did that most of my life. Most of my life, I put on a mask and just prayed people didn't find out that that I didn't know and I didn't understand, right? And still, till this day, people be doing stuff, and I be just as like, okay, just okay. People don't want to accept that I don't know what you're talking about, or I don't know what you're doing. Right? People have it's just crazy to me how people have this problem with me being okay with myself. I'm okay with myself. I'm okay that I don't know, right? I'm okay that I got to do it. I'm okay that I have a different perspective, right? I'm okay with that. And when I think about how we look at children, and because if we look at children, I made a post today and was talking about the Five of Hearts. So when you look at that emotional connection, so you're looking at how do you harmonize Venus and Saturn, right? Venus is, it's artistic. It's all of the things that come along with Venus, and you're trying to harmonize it with Saturn. You don't necessarily expect a child to be able to do that. It's like you telling a child, you can't do this now, or you can't do this, you have to wait, and you're building the structures to say this is when you can do it, because right now you have to do this. How do you communicate with a child like that? How do you? We are so far behind this world with a child going to school, and just they start whatever year they're starting, and they walk into that understanding. That they walk into that, they don't walk into Saturn. They walk into the understanding that this is, we're gonna, the way that we communicate is totally different. And Pluto in Aquarius is going to change that. But you don't have any expectations of your child. You think something is different, something is wrong, da 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 da. So you don't have any expectations. It's like you just live every day. That's not the way that, these children deserve, or anybody deserves anything. So you should have an expectation. Yes, I'm going to school to learn, right? Your mom got mad at the doctor and left the office, never was on meds and got away with it. Jumping from school to school is very challenging. Now that I'm getting older, I'm burning out. Yeah, the Five of Hearts is my Jack of Spades challenging karma card, and I was diagnosed with Asperger's. Yeah, right? Right? Says she has Asperger's. I don't think she ever went for a diagnosis, but Chris Maximus will stuff, right? But she definitely, her Five of Hearts is her transformation card. So pretty much, yeah, there's gonna be something there. But when we think about the expectations that we have challenges. We have challenges, and everybody has challenges. It's just that so-called norm. You're able to be able to be more, you can fit in, more supposedly in the mainstream. And so you may not have as many difficulties in that area, but it's going to be something in some area. And the complexities of understanding that, it's like, okay, I may not have something going on with learning, but I may have something going on with another aspect of my life. So the complexities of understanding that we all have something, and what expectation do we have that when we step out, that we're going to step into something that gets it. That's the Five of Hearts. It's like, do you get it? Saturn is like, do you get it? Right? Oh, this is how that is being communicated to you, that yeah, there are going to be with what you're looking at Saturn, there are going to be restrictions, there are going to be boundaries, there are going to be things that are set up, because anyway, for a child, it has to be that. So these things are going to be set up. So do you have that expectation that when you have this child, you're going to get these services? That's the Five of Hearts. It's Venus, Saturn. Venus represents what? It represents your occupation. It's representing your job. It's Taurus, the second house. And it's Libra, the seventh house. So those two houses, Taurus is how we get the things that we get. How do we earn? How do we, you think about how you structure out of school. It would totally have to be in that sixth house in some way. So get to the place where we have this understanding that we have to learn how to communicate better, and we have to learn how to listen, right? You have to learn how to listen, because people act out. I acted out a lot when I first discovered understanding in the cards, and I understood why I acted out and why sometimes I could be so inappropriate. I didn't have good boundaries. Nobody, they just left me to whatever. So if you had someone that was able to guide you through the things, and they were able to say, well, this isn't something that you should do, opposed to you just sitting with yourself, it's like, I did not have good boundaries, right? I did not. And I could say things that could be totally insensitive, right? Because I'm so detached. I'm so freaking detached. I have a 5 in Uranus, 2 5s in Uranus, right? I'm detached, right? And the supporting karma card is a 4 of clubs, another Uranian card. So yeah, I'm a detached. I don't connect the dots. Communication is different. Mercury and then Uranus. So yeah, communication for me could be, yeah. Right. It was interesting. Sometimes, I'm telling you, if somebody could read the stuff that's going on in my head, ooh, child. Sometimes the things that I think about doing are bad. I'm telling you, sometimes I have thoughts in my head that I'm like, you shouldn't be having that thought, but nonetheless, I am. Right. And this was as a young person. It was like, but I'm having this thought. Do I act on it? No, but I'm still having this thought. Right. But so what do you do with that? I had some kind of understanding that I couldn't do it. But nonetheless, I had the thought in my head. So that Five of Hearts, it's in this week. If you go to page in the book, let's see, go to page in the workbook. We're going to go to page 81, right? So on page 81, the Five of Hearts is displacing the Queen of Hearts. That's very important. Children this week should be feeling the nurturing and love and all that kind of stuff. But that depends on where the Queen of Hearts is in their mother's hand. Because that depends, right? I wouldn't necessarily think if it was a four of diamonds mother. No, because the Queen of Hearts is the Saturn card. So when we look at the Five of Hearts and we look at how it is, what is represented by, is the house is sitting in. It's the house is sitting in. It's not that your child is a Five of Hearts. So on page 81, you want to find your child's card and you want to do the solar value with the Five of Hearts, which is 5. So if you're, because today is the 6 of clubs. So if your child is the 6 of clubs, we know that the 6 of clubs solar value is 19. So we add 5 and 19, right? 5 and 19 is going to give us 24, right? So the solar value between you and your child is a jack. Between your child and the Five of Hearts is Jack of Clubs. So you could be saying, now I know why this kid don't stay still. Now I know why this kid is so precocious. Now I get why this child is. You have a place to start. So you look at the solar value and you put those two together, and the solar values in the book are on page. In the book, the solar values are on page 65. So you add up that card and the solar value, and if it's over 52, we know we subtract that, right? And that's the card that you have. So this is what you're going to be working with for the next 7 weeks. I want you to get a journal and I want you to journal. I want you to pay attention. I want you to see how the karma is changing, right? I want you to pay attention because we're going to see how the cards are playing out. So this week, the solar value is the Queen of Hearts, right? Then you're going to do the solar value with your child. So the overall theme this week with the Queen of Hearts. The Queen of Hearts is 13, and the Five of Hearts, of course, is 5. So that's 18. So the overall theme of the week is going to be the Five of Clubs. Ooh, child. Sorry. Sorry. Ooh, sorry. That's gonna be a Five of Clubs week. Ew. Well, spring break, most places, that's pretty good. Because the Five of Hearts is the challenging karma card to the Five of Clubs. So these children are going to be really supported. They're going to be supported in wanting to have their way. Put it that way, as clean as I can, right? Ooh, the Five of Clubs week. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Mm. That's interesting. So we have our work cut out for us. And this is how we can learn and better understand when we're talking about getting to the pinnacle. Getting to the pinnacle, it's work. The Eight of Diamonds is your pinnacle year. You're looking at going from the Queen of Hearts, then you go from the Queen of Hearts, you go to the Ten of Clubs, right? So we're looking at where we're going from the Ten of Clubs, we're going to the Jack of Spades. From the Jack of Spades, we're going to the Seven of Clubs. We're going to follow these karmas to see how we can better understand how to help our child. Right? Bottom line. Y'all mighty quiet out there. Am I by myself? Oh, I see 13 people in here. Okie dokie. Do we have a plan? Who is signing on to the plan? Come on now. Who is signing on to the plan? Who is signing on? Right? Who is signing on? Ooh, boy, I just went on Facebook. That was creepy. I went on Facebook to see who was on Facebook. You know, my Facebook group does not get a lot of attention. I don't guess people not on Facebook. But hey, it is what it is. I try to engage on. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna say. But yeah, I try to get some interaction on Facebook, but it's tough. Facebook always been tough for me. It has been tough. IG, I can't stream to IG. IG and Clubhouse aren't friend. I know Clubhouse. YouTube. I can't stream. If I could stream to my IG, I think I would get. Let me see. I can go live on IG though, can I? No, I don't want to do that. Okay, so Donna and Aaron and we got Northern Nights up there in Canada. I was sitting here looking at this. This is a bell, right? It's from Quebec. And I got this as a little girl. My mother went to Quebec. And as a little girl, she brought this back. And I was sits up there, and it's just like such. I was just sitting here thinking of memories. It had broken one time. So, I had glued it back together. But I'm like, this thing is like probably 50, 60 years old. Isn't that something, the memories we have? Quebec, right? Ooh, that's so cool. But yep, so okay, so y'all gonna do it. All right, Marnie. We're gonna we have our plan. We're going to follow the karma. We're gonna start with the Queen of Hearts and the Five of Hearts. The combination of the Queen of Hearts is 12 and Five of Hearts is 5. So that makes, what did I say? Did I say that earlier wrong? So 12 and 5. Did I say 18? I did, okay. So the Five of Clubs. So the theme of this week until Thursday is the Five of Clubs for the overall week. And then you're going to, if you want to do your card, you're going to take your card and do the combination with the Queen of Hearts. With the Five of Hearts, right? And then you get the overall theme. And we're going to learn how this energy plays out, right? We're going to see, especially if you have a special needs, pardon me. If you have a special needs child, especially, I got the hiccups. Lord knows I shouldn't be growing, right? So if you have a special needs child, this is a chance for you to really get connected, right? The Five of Hearts is the overall theme of the week is the Five of Clubs. You're like, okay, because the Five of Venus, Saturn. Mercury, Saturn. So when we think about Mercury, Saturn, what are we thinking about, right? That makes communication a little bit more difficult, right? This does, right? Because Mercury is quick, it's fast, and Saturn isn't. So it's kind of like gas brakes, gas brakes, gas brake, and then fives are ruled by Mercury. So this is about patience. This is about structuring things out, and this is about yeah, and the retrograde on top of it. So yeah, so we're going to yeah, we're gonna go deep into this with that overall theme. Wow, Five of Clubs week. Ooh, wee. Five of Clubs week. So let's see. Let's see what we got with the Five of Clubs. Let's see. The Five of Clubs. Ching, ching. Five of Clubs. Do, 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 do. We have to find the Five of Clubs. Where do we have the Five of Clubs? Five of Clubs. Do, 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 do. Let's go here. And find Six of Clubs. Seven. I tell you, y'all know I have to organize. Organize. So I know Mercury, Saturn. Well, boy, I tell you, boy, I got some stuff, boy. Right? So basically, a Five of Spades, some shaky gonna be going on. So you got the Five of Spades combination. Live stream of Vision Network. What's that? LinkedIn. I don't know what that is. Live stream. So the Five of Clubs theme for the week. So expect the unexpected when in communication, the challenging common cause of Five of Hearts. So if you're trying to break out, if you're trying to break out and you're trying to communicate, this week is going to be, you're going to want to have as much fun as possible. You're going to want to use that Venus and definitely use your skills as much as you possibly can with autistic endeavors, because that's going to be the theme. The theme is going to be, how do you use that energy, that internal energy, and use it in the mundane world? Because the internal part is easy when you're at home, but when you're not at home and you're out and about and things aren't pretty, school isn't pretty, and school isn't letting me paint all over the wall, and school isn't letting me write all over the desk, it's going to be challenging, right? The Queen of Hearts is 12, yes. Queen of Hearts solar value is 12. So yeah, if you have, yeah, you're trying to see how can you make things that aren't so pretty. School isn't so pretty. Going outside, you could be at home and the child can experience those things, more readily if you have the arts and crafts and you have the things. And sometimes they might not want to do those things. So you being able to help them to experience that, that creative part. It's like creatively, you got how many days in how many hours in a day? How much creativity is there? That's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot to think about. It's a lot to think about. How do we use that creativity that's tied to Saturn? How do we use it, right? How do we make it less restricted? How do we make everything more in alignment with what a child would want to do? we're going to have rules. And yeah, we're going to have to do things that we don't want to do. But getting that across to a child, right? I know my mother bought me an art set as a little girl, and it used to be in a magazine that you drew this and you sent it off, and they said you were a great artist. Everybody was a great artist, right? So they sent me this big old art set, and my mother paid for it and everything. Yeah, then she had me in sewing. She had me in everything. And my mother didn't know a lot about, I don't think she did, special needs and stuff like that. But she figured out some kind of way that I needed to be in something, right? So I was always in something creative until this day, till this day I'm doing creative things to help me, right? To help me from being trapped up inside of their head where sometimes it is not pretty. People are not going to readily have conversations with you that they have ugly thoughts. They have ugly thoughts of ugly things to themselves and to other people. Sometimes I have thoughts that go across my head and I'm like, girl, are you serious right now? That was not a good thought. Right? I literally got to stop and chastise myself. But I be having some, I don't know where they come from. I do not know where those thoughts just pop into my head. They just pop into my head sometimes, and I'm like, no, that's not a good thought, right? I'm telling you, it's sometimes. But who's going to have that conversation? Who knows how to have that conversation? Who knows how to say that there's not nothing wrong with me? It's just my thoughts right now are not very good. But all in all, I'm still okay. Well, my thoughts right now, they kind of suspect. My thoughts are kind of sus. Now, who's to say that's not everybody? I don't know. I only know this head. And those thoughts sometimes, ooh wee. So that is what we're gonna do. We're going to look at this. This is the life spread, and we're going to look at the life of the Five of Hearts, right? That's what we're going to discover, the life path of the Five of Hearts. We're going to do the solar value with the Five of Hearts and your child. And that's going to give you a big perspective on just how over these next 6 to 7 weeks life could play out, right? Right, Toe? Y'all down there writing notes or all kind of stuff, huh? Because I don't see nothing being written in the chat. I mean, come on now. I don't even know if y'all are really in here. I can't see y'all. I don't know if y'all are in the room or not, right? Alrighty, fam. So, yep, that's our Five of Hearts assignment, and hopefully you will participate because the Six of Diamonds was so amazing. I learned so much about the Six of Diamonds. The Six of Diamonds is a networking card, right? That's what I learned. I never thought of the Six of Diamonds as a networking card. That challenge, the 6 weeks challenge that we had. Hey, Monique, that challenge that we had. Oh my gosh, it has been. I have learned so much about the Six of Diamonds in the last 7 weeks that we this week it ends because Six of Diamonds is in the sun, so yeah, now we go on to the Five of Hearts. So let's get good notes, let's take good notes, and let's get into understanding more what our children are trying to tell us, right? What are they trying to tell us? We have a focal point, the Queen of Hearts. We got a focal point, the Queen of Hearts, right? So do the combination and just keep good notes. Alrighty, fam. So that was that for that. I appreciate y'all joining in with me, and I just appreciate it because it's doing this and having somebody to talk to, keep notes and watch closely, right? Having someone to talk, there are some things that are going on in the world at large, and you got to get close to the vest. You have to start using your internal more than the external. It's like this is about finding out your purpose, what you want to do, who you are, and being self-aware and for distraction. I mean, there's so much stuff happening now, it's ridiculous. The distractions that are out there. And you get a chance to decide whether or not you want to be a part of the attractions or not. I don't. I don't want to be a part of the distractions. I want to study them in the card, and that's as far as it goes. I don't know the personal lives of none of these people. And because they're celebrity doesn't mean that I'm going to know their personal life. I'm not. But in the cards, I can get a chance to see what the energy is doing. And there's some pretty sinister stuff going on. It's very sinister, right? Of course, Aquarius, that could be sinister. Right? So we want to learn through these energy fields, right? That's what we're using it for. So we can have a better understanding so we can, when we're in this 20-year, yes, all those rituals, right? Here, event that we're in with Pluto and Aquarius, the world is gonna change. So the world is gonna change and we are in the beginning of it. Don't you think we should think to say, hey, I got a chance to change some stuff? I got a chance to redo some stuff. I get a chance to reboot. Yeah, I do. And I'm doing it, right? I'm getting a chance to step out there. I'm getting a chance to be more aware, right? Because there's some real stuff going on out there. So y'all enjoy the rest of your evening, the weekend. Be safe out there. You're out and about on Easter. They had lots of things going on, Easter egg hunts and stuff. The kids were having a good time and stuff like that. And that's what it's about. So be safe out there and just stay self-aware, right, fam? So y'all enjoy your weekend. Peace, fam.